all of Texas. And I just want to thank everybody. I've been in this journey a long time. And 35 years that I've had my own facility. I was teaching a couple of years before that for my instructor, but I started out on my own at age 20 when I started my venture. There's a lot of people I got to thank for this deal. The mistake that everybody makes with the fight business, including my own arrogance, because I kind of grew up in a tough spot. Some people know Mr. Wilson has been with Mr. Wilson's known me since I was a little kid. So does Steve know me as a little kid, and they understand some of the challenges I went through. And so it was really easy for me, ego-wise, to explain how I pulled myself out of the depths of poverty by my fists, and I literally, not just figuratively, but actually fought my way out of it, which is just a crock of crap, because what it comes down to is you don't do anything in this world without somebody's help.
Amen.
Everybody that my success in life has been because of my friendships and people. To be honest, Steve Armstrong, who's one of the most modest men I've met, over here, the gentleman there in the black coat. Guys, we would not have this gym, and I would not have had my career as an athlete if it wasn't for his encouragement. He was the only one that encouraged me. Everybody else was making fun of me behind my back. I mean, it's just what it was. I couldn't understand it myself. I was like, I haven't lost a karate tournament in 4.5 years. I'm kind of good at this. But it was what it was. He encouraged me to open the gym. As a man gets older, even when he get older, because I think he goes through it, I don't know if women do it, because I don't have that women's perspective on things, being a man, but I know as a man, oftentimes we get caught up in wondering if we did the right thing with ourselves. Did we say the right things to our wives? Did we say the right things to our kids? Did I choose a path that I should have taken? Am I playing a small game in life, or am I playing a big game in life? All right? And it doesn't really have anything to do with whether you're making a lot of money or not having a lot of money. I know a lot of guys that have real shitty lives that have a ton of money, And I often have that question. My path in life was a bit unusual, and so oftentimes I get to the point of whether or not I made the right decision. But I'll tell you why I know I do is because I have my students that I have, the friendships that I have, the people that I have, over the years that reassure me that I made the right decision. That I'm doing what I should be doing. And what I believe I'm doing is not just teaching people how to fight, which I think is an essential aspect of life. I think the problem is people don't have it, whether they learn to do it in a physical or metaphysical way. It's important that you learn how to stand up for yourself. It's important that you understand those aspects. And the lessons that are taught in that. I know in my own personal life, if I did not have my martial art practice, I would not be here, guys. I had from age 17 to age 20, I had a dangerously bad life. I got shot. I was stabbed on 3 separate occasions, or slashed. I was in trouble with the law. A lot of crappy stuff was going on. And my martial art practice was the only grounding that I had. And I went and got my black belt. You understand the old school black belt tests, anything like these black belt tests you see today. They're a travesty, they're a joke. They're not even a black belt test. Guys will come up and talk to me like that, like they're my equal, and I don't even want to talk to them, right? And the sad part is because when you're not get that opportunity that I had in my black belt experience, it changed my life. And it changed it so much, guys, that I knew that I needed to share this with other people because I owed it. I owed it to all the people that helped me out during life that I didn't, because of my circumstances, I'll be honest, I was not appreciative of the blessings I really did have. What I concentrated on was what I didn't have in life and not focusing on really all the wonderful blessings that I did have in life. And there was a lot of people that I should have thanked. Like I had a wrestling coach who taught me how to read, and he didn't have to, and he did. And reading changed my life. I hated reading because I have dyslexia. You guys got to understand, 50 years ago, well, not quite that old, 47 years ago, they didn't diagnose dyslexia like they do today, and I have dyslexia. And therefore I was in dummy classes and stuff like that, which is really great for your self-esteem, just so you know. And my coach realized that, and he took time to teach me how to read. He gave me comic books. He was a Japanese national, and he was a scary dude. Coach Hero was scary. He was built like a fire plug. All right? He had the worst cauliflower ears, and that's saying something because I am a connoisseur of cauliflower ears in all the years I've had to either drain my friends' ears or dealt with them over the years of wrestling. Fortunately, I never had a problem with cauliflower ear too bad, but he had the worst. I mean, literally, it was like that. And scary guy. Maybe said 5 words to me outside of wrestling when we first got and I was intimidated by him. And but he asked me if I like comics, and I love comic books. And so he bought me comic books, and he would read it. He'd read like the first page, and then he would have me read the rest of the comic book to him. You gotta understand something that sounds silly, but see, I had thousands of comic books. I love comic books. I grew up, comic books were my haven, you know what I mean? I was gonna grow up to be a superhero one day. And you know, and so but I never read them. I just looked at the pictures, right, you know? And then the Coach Hero was like, hey, I'll get you some more if you're reading one. I was like, oh, I got thousands of them at home. I'll reread them. I didn't realize that stuff. And then he gave me Conan the Barbarian. There's a series of books about Conan the Barbarian. Most of you guys probably know him. He's a swashbuckling hero. But they used to write these short stories in these science fiction magazines, and they put them in these pulp fiction books, and they were maybe, you know, 150 pages or so like that. And they had these great covers, you know, with Conan like strangling a dragon or protecting the princess, but there's no pictures in the book. And so he would read the first chapter to me, and I'd read the second chapter. And I didn't realize I was in books. And it sparked a passion for reading and changed my life. I'm a doctor today, guys. I'm a doctor today because I got my PhD. Because I learned to read the way I did. Because I didn't have a successful career at college when I first went off. You know, I read and I read. So when I went back to college at 36 years old, they give you a test to find out where to place you. You know, because I'm so old, like this. Well, I placed out just from reading, guys, because this is not classical education, because I failed out of college. Just because of that, I opted out of 2.5 years of college when I took my test, because I knew everything I needed to know. Why? Because I read. Because this man decided to change this 10-year-old kid's life by taking the time to teach him how to read. Now I could probably come up with 100 stories like that in my life. And I think if most of you guys will sit down and think about what's going on in life, you could probably come up with 100 people also who help you push you through the right thing. Right? You know what I mean? What we focus on is the 100 people that tried to make your life shit. You know, the people that cause grief in your life. And we focus on that. Really, we need to don't want to focus on those people, because there's always going to be those people. You know? And there's always going to be those people. What you focus on is the people that are willing to put it out for you, they're going to share that little bit with you, whether it is a piece of knowledge or, you know, or a hug or things that you just need. All right? And we have that kind of community here. The one thing I will safely say that made me so proud, and it goes back to 2008. In 2008, when the crisis hit, you know, I was fortunate that I was actually a president of a television company out there, so I didn't actually have to make my money in the gym business, because the gym business tanked because everybody lost their jobs. And, you know, what we did is we just said, hey, you know, we told people like, hey, just keep coming up to the gym. When you can pay. And it created this energy that was, we literally had people at my gym, you know, go, oh, you're an engineer. We need engineers at our gym, at our office. And we had the people in our gym taking care of the people in our gym, like we're supposed to in life, right? It was awesome. It made me so proud. And we have that kind of community here, all right? And as we move forward, guys, you know, whatever your journey is on your martial art journey, and I'm not here to tell you. Me, you know, I was just an angry kid, so that was my journey, right? You know, it was a way to focus my energy to stay out of trouble, you know, not that I didn't get in trouble, but I did, but probably less because of it. I'm not here to tell you what your journey is on the martial art practice. But I'm here to tell you it's amazing martial art practice. It's an amazing practice. It's one that you do your entire life. At 55 years old, you can do it. I started combat athletics at 8 years old. I was a wrestler, and I've been doing it ever since. There was only a 2-year period in my life that I was not active as an athlete, you know, and that was really kind of 17 to 19. After that, I regained things, and been doing it my whole life, and I'll still be doing it. I'll be doing it, you know, probably forever. And so, and hopefully teach. But anyways, I just wanted to let everybody know how much I appreciate you guys. It's been 35 years. I mean, hopefully I can get another 15 years before I been able to do it. But who knows? But you know what? It'll be a time for somebody else to take my place. Audrey, I'm sure, as soon as one of the greatest gifts I have is that young woman back there. You know, she walked in my gym at 7 years old, and has always been part of our lives. You know, amazing instructor, amazing athlete, amazing human being. And these are the type of people that you have the opportunity to be with. So if I would say something, guys, the one thing about developing the relationships that get you ahead in life is that the people have to be on somewhat of a journey with you, the same journey. Because when you're not, sometimes happens, like when I was making certain changes in my life for the better, because it was a Guy MEZGER deviating off normal Guy MEZGER behavior, people were actually concerned about me. They're like, man, what's wrong with Guy? I'm like, I'm not acting like an asshole. Really? When that's your default, you know, when that's your default, you know, description, you know, and you make a change, you'd think that would be a good thing. But people are actually worried there was something wrong with me when I was being a better human being, you know? And so not everybody's on the same journey as you, and it doesn't make them wrong. Yes. And then that's the kind of day I had earlier today. So I totally appreciate that. And but what I was saying, guys, is like not everybody's on the same journey, but most of us here are on the same journey, at least this aspect. So you have a connection with people that do this, and a lot of people, they don't understand why you do martial arts or why you do stuff. Believe me, I literally had people go, why do you do what you do? You know, I really never had a good answer for it. I really did, just who I was. And but anyway, so you got this awesome opportunity to foster the relationships with the people that you have next to you here like this, and these are good people. You know, the one thing is about this gym is idiots don't last here. It's just an uncomfortable experience for them. They just do not fit in, they know they don't fit in, and they don't stay here. We have a bunch of wonderful people here. And I take that opportunity to do this. Let's watch the fights tonight. I hope everyone, like I said, I hope everyone, you know, understands exactly how blessed they are to have the people around them that they do. I know I do. I got to thank my wife. You know, to be honest, and my son. I mean, I got this amazingly supportive family. I couldn't do the things that I do as an adult without it, especially my wife. Michelle, raise your hand. Everyone see how beautiful you are.
That's embarrassing.
She's amazing, guys. She's truly an amazing person. And everybody, you know, like I said, I just want to thank, you know, there's a lot of thank yous I could say. You know, I mean, we got these great guys stepping up. Michael, Dorian, I got Evers. I got so many connections here with these people, and I'll tell you something. The one thing is when you share your experience as a martial arts instructor, you share a piece of your soul. You know, especially when they get advanced, because you know when they start getting advanced, whether it's for their black belt experience or get advanced for their athletic experience, you know, it changes things up a little bit. And so the relationships become different, and there's a degree of honesty that you have to have with people, that just so they know what they're getting into. And it's usually an uncomfortable experience to deal with this, because that's a fight business is an uncomfortable experience, you know, and not everybody's going to understand it. I think back on it logically, I'm not sure. I don't like to hurt my fellow human being. I've always had an aversion to hurting people. And I fought professionally for 17 years. 145 professional fights, which is like 4 careers or something like that, you know, with all the fights. So it's been a long time, right? And, but I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate you guys. How much you guys know how much you should appreciate yourselves. All right? Anyway, God bless you.
Right on. Yeah.